Hi there. One of the things that people responded back in our survey for innovative therapy was that they were having arthritis pain. Everybody didn't tell us where, but one of the common areas that people get arthritis is in their hands, wrists, and elbows, especially when we do a lot of typing and work on our computers and keyboards. So I wanted to share a simple thing you can do at home to help you get rid of that pain and keep your hands, wrists, and elbows functioning better. So I filled both my kitchen sinks, you can see them here, with water. The smaller sink has, that's this one. Whoops, nope, that's that one. Anyway, it has cold water in it. And the larger one with the green drain stopper has hot water in it. So I want my cold water to be cold, like 55 degrees, which you're probably not getting out of the tap, at least not in Texas this time of year. So I'm using a meat thermometer, see, that I use in my barbecue. And I'm just putting in my sink because all this is stuff that most people have in their house. I mean, if I have a meat thermometer, probably everybody has one because I don't eat that much meat. So right now that water says it's 72 degrees. So you can see that, 72. So I'm going to add some ice from my freezer into that water because we want to bring the temperature down. To about 55 degrees. And it's a great way to get rid of that old ice in your freezer, in your ice bin that, starts tasting not very good because it's been there too long. So it's a great way to get rid of that ice. If you don't have an automatic ice maker, save your Cool Whip containers because you don't really care if they get broken in the freezer because they were just part of the Cool Whip anyway. Fill it with water, not all the way, fill it maybe 3/4 or 2/3. Put the lid on it and put it in the freezer, and then you can just put that big chunk of ice in the cold water sink, and that's going to help you bring that water temperature down in your sink because you want that water temperature to get clear down to 55 degrees if possible. It's kind of taking its sweet time. So the warm water, I want to have that warm water clear up to about 105. It's okay if it's only about 100 to 103, but we want it to be fairly warm because that way we get a better vasodilation. So what's vasodilation? That's when your blood vessels open up and move more fluid in and out of that area. So if we get that water up to about 103 or so, I would not go over 105. Do not go over 105. It's one of the reasons why a thermometer is important because you can burn the skin. Right now we're right here at 103.8. I think it was 0.8 in the water. So you don't want the water so hot that it's going to burn you, but it needs to be warm enough to be therapeutic. Then you get that cold water so that it's getting down to that 55 degree mark. We're getting there on my water. So as that water decreases in temperature, another couple of seconds, there we go. Now we're into the 50s. So it's coming down as that water melts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hands and/or hand into the water in order to bring the temperature down. I'm going to do 30 seconds in the cold water and then 60 seconds in the hot water. So I'm just going to stick my arm in there as deep as I can get it, and I'm going to use my kitchen timer to time 30 seconds. And I'm watching a timer on this clock, so I'm going to time that for 30 seconds. And because I know you're going to time it and you're probably not going to want to watch me because I'm not that interesting. So after 30 seconds in the cold water, I'm going to take my arm out and stick it in the warm water. Now I want to keep my arm in the warm water, my hand and arm in the warm water twice as long as I put it in the cold water. So I put cold water for 30 seconds. Now I'm going to do the hot water for 1 full minute. Again, I'm not going to do that on the tape because I'm assuming you all know how to use a kitchen timer and can handle that without watching me, and that would be a little bit boring to watch. You do this back and forth for a total of about 20 minutes or 15 to 20 minutes, because you want to create vasodilation where the blood vessels open, and then vasoconstriction with the cold water, which squeezes the fluid out of the area, because arthritis means that you have too much fluid around the joint. It's inflammation around the joint. So you want to create that pumping action to get rid of that excess fluid around the joint and helps open them up. And I didn't even do it very long, and I can tell a difference between my two hands. So after I turn off this video, I'm going to really do it on me, and I would love to hear your comments on how this helped you. Have a great day. Be well.